Hello, my name is Robert Dean Steele, and this is Pastor to Pastor. Now, today I want to talk to you pastors, especially you young pastors, about the big two. You say, what is the big two? There are two traps that the enemy uses constantly on pastors, and you need to be aware of it. You need to be watching for it. The first one is money. You know what? Never touch the money in the church. Let someone else do that. Never complain about your salary. The reason being is that because it shows you that you have a lack of love for God or a trust for God. You see, money has really destroyed so many ministries. And what do people always say outside the church? The church is always asking for money. And I've been to many, many churches, and so have you, where this focus seems to be always on the money, where the pastor gets up there and he starts talking about giving, and you begin to roll your eyes and say, oh no, not again. You see, what happens when a pastor starts doing that is either he's trying to build his own kingdom, or secondly, he has a problem with money and he wants to have more and he hasn't had enough. And of course, we've seen the scandals over the decades. So be careful about money. Be grateful for what God has supplied. Because remember, God will supply all your needs according to the riches and glory. This, however, is a little exhortation to any board members who might view this particular video, and that is, please pay your pastor what he is worth. He is a servant of God. In fact, the Bible says that if we don't take care of those who serve us, there are certain consequences that happen as well. God's not going to bless your church if you're stingy. God is not going to bless you if you're stingy with your pastor or with the church. So it's very important that you compensate your pastor properly. And pastor, you know what? God will supply all your needs. Secondly, be careful of women. You say women, or if you happen to be a female pastor, be careful of men. The reason being is that there are so many hurting individuals out there, and they are looking for answers, and you provide answers, stability, and guidance. Never allow yourself to be alone with a woman or with a man if you happen to be a female pastor. Because the simple fact is that it is very tempting. I've had ladies come up to me and say, you know, I really appreciate what you have to say, and I'm only going to follow you and do what you say. My response was, listen, don't ever do that, because the first thing you're going to find out is that I will fail. And so it's very important that you never allow yourself to get into a position or in a place where there is where you could be trapped in some sort of moral compromising position. It's very, very important. So please, my advice to the young pastor is simply this: never touch money and never allow yourself to be put in a position where moral compromise is possible. I heard the story of Billy Graham, where before he went into any particular hotel, he had a member of his staff go in there so to make sure that there wasn't somebody waiting inside for him. And you know what? It's just good advice. The Bible just simply says, be careful. And that's what you need to be. My name is Robert Dean Steele. This is Pastor to Pastor. You have yourself a great and godly day.